Hello YouTube, I want to play a game. I would just like to point out, there's nothing you can do to escape me. I'm not doing this because I'm ill or have cancer or anything like that. All I'm doing it, I'm just doing it for the lols. There's no escape. Once you watch this video, there's no going back.
Oi, James, get down here. How many fucking times do I have to tell you that it's lunchtime?
Fuck off, Mum. You're ruining everything. God, my video's ruined.
Fuck you, don't make me come down there.
Fuck you, bitch. I can take you any day. Anyway, here we go. Here's the first story. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe.
Story 1. Jennifer woke up in a dark room. Suddenly, lights turn on, almost blinding her eyes. Her mouth is dry and wide open unwantedly. To her terror, she realizes 2 dental clamps are on both sides of her mouth, one at the top and one at the bottom. Suddenly, a TV switches on in front of her eyes. On it, the demonic-looking Jigsaw doll.
Hello, Jennifer. I want to play a game. You may be wondering why you are here, what you have done to deserve it. It's your terrible lies. You have conned many people, leaving some in poverty, as you live your life with their stolen money. You are a fraud. So now, your lying mouth will be put to the test. In front of you is a small button, just inches before your feet. You have to press the button with them, but in doing so, the clamps will sever your mouth. But if you don't press it before 60 seconds, the clamps will pull apart on opposite sides of your head, and your head will be ripped open. It's your call. Let the game begin.
The TV closes. The time starts and she's frantic. She stretches her feet to reach the button, and blood starts to ooze out of her mouth. She feels some of her teeth being ripped out. The pain is excruciating. She has only 15 seconds left. She screams for help while frantically trying to press the button. 5 seconds left. She gives up and begins to cry. She can't do it. It's over. Time's up. She tries to smile, despite the clamps keeping her mouth open and a few missing teeth. It must have been a prank. She is calm until she hears a chopping sound. The clamps pull both sides of her mouth, literally ripping open her head. She never knew what hit her. Story 2. I wake up and I quickly figure out I'm in an uncomfortable position. I feel blisters on my ankles and wrists. I put my head up just enough to see what is causing my discomfort. All 4 of my limbs are tied with rope. The rope tied to 4 different metal poles. I'm literally off the ground. The blisters feel like a fucking knife slicing through my skin. I look up and I find out that the ropes are connected to numerous reels, axles and pulleys above me. Directly above me is a pail, and I have no idea what's in it. It was really cold in the room, and I felt like I'll die of hypothermia in a second if I don't get a blanket. I have no clothes on except for my polka dotted boxers. I try to wiggle my foot out of the knot. Fuck! It's pretty tight, but I realise I can do it. I do some more wiggling, then I hear a voice.
Careful, Mr. Levy.
Says a voice, and I have to admit, it made me tremble a bit. I look over to where the sound came from, and I peer to my left, then to my right. There, I see a TV with the most grotesque doll I'd ever seen. It begins to speak.
Hello, I want to play a game. You may not know me, but I know you. I've been watching you for weeks. I've been watching you, how you behave and how you treat others. You're a morphine addict. You're always on the go and do anything and everything to get what you want, when you want. You've stolen and hurt your mother to get your wants. You've hurt your girlfriend, your siblings, your friends, and everyone around you.
I figure that this can't be real. It has to be a government setup to get me to talk or something.
Right now, you are stuck in a place, but you need to pry your way out of the ropes. If you don't, in 3 minutes the pale sulfuric acid will tip over and melt your body. On the other hand, be careful not to make your attempt to escape too suddenly, or the police will cause the pail to tip over. Live or die, it's your choice. Your time starts now.
The TV closes. I didn't realise till now that I'm actually crying and trembling. I'm petrified. I can feel goosebumps across my skin. I subtly move my leg. I try to gently pry it out of the knot. It's halfway there, but I'm wasting too much time. My trembling causes the pale sulfuric acid to shake. Time seems to go by fast. Never in my life had I seen a minute go by so fast. I was now down to 2 minutes and I still hadn't freed any of my limbs. I wiggle my feet some more, this time a little more harder than before. A few drops of sulfuric acid fall on my shoulder. It feels like water at first, until 6 seconds later. The agony is unbearable. I can see some of the skin on my shoulder turn into brown goo. I scream out, unleashing a load of curse words. Nearly 15 seconds pass by. I'm down to 1 minute and 45 seconds. Screaming won't help, and I have to keep trying. I try to pry off my left hand, and I'm successful. It's free. But the pail shakes above me, and my heart nearly skips a beat. Fortunately, nothing tips over. I start working on the feet, as I was working on earlier, and it gets free too. Maybe I can do this, and it won't be as hard as I thought after all. I turn to the left, only 40 seconds left. Holy shit. I start to breathe heavily. It's now or never. I try to pull my right hand loose, and the acid makes it painful. I don't realise, but I'm moving too hard, and a drop of sulfuric acid falls. My vision from my left eye seems to blur, and I feel liquid oozing out of it. With my free hand I wipe it. It's creamy white liquid. Ah! I scream. A drop of sulfuric acid to the eye. My green pupil has mixed with the whites of my eye, and steamy creamy fluid oozes out of it. I can't help but cry. What was once my left eye is now dripping down my face. Someone help! I cry. Then the blood starts to seep out of my eyelids. I try wiping it off again with my spare hand. I mistakenly rip off my eyelid. Too much movement, and a few drops of acid fall into it and around my mouth. A few teeth melt or fall into my throat, and I can't scream because of the melt of flesh in my mouth. Somebody! I try to make out word, but I can't. I completely lose track of time. I wiggle my feet harder, and more acid falls, this time a significant amount on the left side of my face. It feels like an unimaginable fire. With my right eye, I can see half my face on the floor, in a puddle, like melted ice cream. My whole face, or half, you can say, is bloodied. Please! Help! Either time ran out, or I was moving too much, but the whole bucket tips over, and a splash of sulfuric acid comes plunging down towards me. Story 3. A man awakes in a cylindrical chamber. He is unrestrained. He can see sharp objects above him. There is a hole in the floor, on its side is open, but blocked by the shaft holding the chamber. There is a large knife in the chamber with him,
Hello, Nick.
and he hears a voice.
I want to play a game. You are ungrateful, husband and father. You live your life for you and you alone. You do not care about your family, and you have proven this time and time again over your life. You have done this by cheating on your wife, beating her, and by abusing your children, and the list goes on. But I am offering you a chance at redemption.
A light comes on, and he can see another chamber just like his, and in it was his wife.
You have a choice to make. When this tape ends, the latches that hold these chambers in place will be removed. They are a set of scales. Since you are heavier than your wife, your side will sink. When it reaches the bottom, you will be free to go, but your wife will be impaled on the spikes above. And since this is all being recorded, you will most certainly be charged with her murder. Here is where you have a choice. If you can somehow make yourself lighter than your wife, her side will lower and she will go free. But you will die. The night is there at your disposal. I leave the choice to you. Let the game begin.
The tape ends, and his chamber slowly begins to sink.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if people subscribe, I'll make more of these. Put in the comment sections for things which could be improved. Thanks.